first step in doing this, right? We're getting paid on a sale, right? If you're getting paid by a lead, it's very simple, right? But they're likely doing that with a lot of other companies in the marketplace. So you don't have as much of an edge versus if you're somebody that's willing to take some risk, right? You have 10 companies that have the cost per sale offer like you do. But they're all buying media by saying, okay, if you're getting $100 CPA, $100 cost per acquisition for a new customer, right? You may want to go out and if you're working on 30% margins, you might go out and pay $70 for every sale. Or whether you're buying the media yourself or you're giving it to an affiliate partner. It's not that exciting because it's harder to generate a sale. Just you're generating a click, you're getting someone to sign up for something, but you have zero control of converting that lead into a customer. You're relying on the end partner. There's more risk for you because you're spending money as a lead gen company, but you don't know what you're getting back in return. So the idea here is if you can figure out what you're actually going to be making on a revenue per lead, then what happens is you can now start to get into buying traffic and paying people on that first sign up without the sale happening. And that's where people can send a lot of volume because the media buyers, the affiliates, will generate a lead and in real time, they'll be told, yes, they're getting paid for that lead or no, they're not getting paid for that lead. When you're getting paid on a cost per sale, depending on when that sale happens, in a scenario like the home security company situation, they generate a lead, they have to get the user on the phone and then they schedule a meeting at their house. A representative goes to that house, sits down with the homeowner, and then sells them to get them to install that home security system into their home. So you could see that it takes days, could take weeks for that sale to actually happen, right? So for someone like me who's out there buying traffic, I'm paying in real time on that traffic. I need to know, what am I making, right? Or at least understand what I'm projecting to make and know that it's gonna take that much time to figure it out and then cap how much I'm willing to spend, right? But so the way around this is you have to understand what your revenue per lead value is. And you have to do that by looking at what are you currently doing with that partner, right? So if you're out there and you go and you're starting to generate some leads and you start off on a cost per sale, or you could be buying, sending some emails to your internal database, or maybe you take a little test budget and you start testing it with a mailer, right? And you ask somebody to mail this and you'll pay them on a CPM just to see what happens. Well, you have to figure out the following. One, you need to determine how many leads, how many sales, and you're going to get what the CPA is, right? You need to know all those three things. The advertiser has to be transparent with you. The advertiser has to let you know what happens when you generate those leads. They have to open up their back end and tell you, yes, we converted this many leads out of how many leads you generated, how many sales you got. And you'll know that because you're getting paid on a cost per sale. That's really important. There are times where if you're generating leads, they may not show you on the back end how many sales come from those leads. You want that. If you're getting paid by lead from an advertiser, you still want to understand what the conversion rate is on the back end because that will help you understand what the value is to the advertiser, okay? Once you understand a few numbers, and then you can back it out to see if you're getting paid fairly in the market, or maybe you're getting underpaid, or maybe you deserve more than what you're currently getting paid, even if it's what they're paying everybody else in the market. The formula here to figure out the total sales is you just take your leads and you multiply that by your sales conversion. So earlier we said 100,000 leads, 3,000 sales based on that 3% conversion. Total sales times your CPA is what you use to get the gross revenue that you're getting paid. If you got 3,000 sales and they were paying you $1, just for easy numbers, on the CPA, then you'd make $3,000 in revenue. And then the way that you figure out what the revenue per lead is you take the total revenue, divide that by the leads, and that gives you your revenue per lead. Let's do it off of the $100 CPA, and let's figure out what the revenue per lead is. How are we gonna do that? We have to test. Listen, everything you do online, you need to test. You have to test, or you don't know, right? You can guess, you can try to project, but if you're a new business that has no data, then you have to test. Maybe you've been in business for a while, so you know what to expect, so you can use some type of numbers to project and take a guess. but you're still gonna have to test, and you're gonna have to test in multiple places because every media placement has a different value. Bottom line is, we're gonna have to generate a lead, we're gonna have to track that process till the end to see if there are any sales generated, and then we need to figure out what it backs out to for revenue per lead. So we need to know all of our numbers. So here's an example of us doing this. Let's say that we generate 1,000 leads on this $100 CPA offer, right? Let's say this $100 CPA offer is somebody that is going to install window shades or do a home improvement in their kitchen. Let's say that, right? So we're looking for people that are gonna wanna renovate their kitchen, right? And for every person that starts to work with that company and decides to renovate, then they're gonna pay us $100 cost per acquisition. We go out and we generate 1,000 people that raise their hand saying we're interested in renovating their kitchen. And we now convert 3% of those leads into a sale, right? So we needed to know how many leads and what the sales conversion rate is. So based on that, 1,000 leads, we're gonna get 30 sales, right? So right here, right? So now, how do we figure out what the gross revenue is? We take our 30 sales and we multiply it by the CPA, which is the $100 CPA. 30 times 100 is what? $3,000. So we have $3,000 in total gross revenue. So now we need to figure out what is the revenue per lead. And we said to do that, we need to know how many leads and what the gross revenue is. So we take that $3,000, we divide it by the 1,000 leads, and that tells us that we're making $3 revenue per lead. So we're making $3 for every lead that we're generating. Now, we're only converting 3% of these leads into sales. So we have 30 sales, but what we want to do is we want to back it out into all of the leads that we generated because we're paying to generate every lead. They don't just say to you, okay, well, you only sold 30 of the 100,000 leads, well, then only pay for 30. That's not how it works, right? You're taking risk. You're out there, you're buying leads. And then you're saying, I'm going to convert those leads into customers, right? Either you're going to do it internally on your end or the partner's going to do it, right? So in a scenario like the person that's going to renovate their kitchen, right? What's the sales process? If we generate a lead, we're sending that lead in real time to the partner. What are they doing? Are they calling the customer, the potential customer? Are they sending emails to the customer and hoping that the customer clicks on that email, goes somewhere? Are they buying it right there online? Or are we trying to get the user to go somewhere and then call into an inbound call center? There's a lot of different ways that these guys do that. And there's a lot of different ways you can get paid for the lead in the process, right? Every step in a process of a lead gen arbitrage, you can get paid. You can get paid from the impression, to the click, to the generating the lead, the phone call, the inbound call, the duration of the call, and the sale. There's a lot of different ways that you can do that. If you're doing it where you could generate a lead, you can then trigger a text message that goes to the consumer. The consumer gets a text message, clicks to dial inbound to the advertiser's call center, the kitchen renovation company's call center. They could pay you on that click of the text message. There's a lot of different models, right? But we're getting paid on the sale, which is the end game. So we're arbitraging this. So what do we need to do now?